Hey, Celtic here, and today I'm going to do the review of the Marvel Legends Classic Iron Man from the Build-A-Figure Ironmonger wave. And so far, this is probably like the least favorite of the Iron Man figure of this wave so far. And I don't know. I mean, just like don't like it at all. I mean, like the sculpt is okay. The paint applications, despite that, are pretty good. Like I like the gold and red like stick out. You know, it's very nice and detailed. But still, I just don't know. I really can't like this figure. I mean, it's kind of like a love and hate relationship with me and this figure. It's just hard to like this figure despite the good articulation and paint applications. I really don't know if like this is based on the comic series or animation. Just like I gotten late into Iron Man. I mean, I've seen the movies and all, but I have no knowledge of or any history of how the past Iron Man figures look like or how the past Iron Man must have looked like. But yeah, here it is. Despite that, he does have like a few flaws here and there, which I'll get into later. But overall, again, it's not too bad. I mean, I like the paint application and so forth. Just getting to the head of detail and the head sculpt of classic Iron Man, which looks not too bad, but got a nice look at the gold paint applications on his face. Look very nice. His arms as well, I like it. It's very shiny, especially with that red paint on him, or the red plastic, I would assume. Looks very nice. Shows off the muscular details in his chest and his abs. But the arc reactor, on the other hand, is just like very have a bland white paint in the middle. It's just like, at first I thought it was plastic, but no, it's just like a very poor white quality paint to it. Kind of wish I used like a brighter, more shinier white paint, but unfortunately this is not the case. See his arms and his bicep and triceps. In the back, you see how muscular it looks like. That's the thing about I hate about this figure, or I dislike, for a better term to use, is he looks too muscular. I mean, I kind of wish Iron Man was a lot more machine, but then there we have more other figures that got that machine look to Iron Man. But yeah, I prefer the machine look to the muscular type, but that's just my personal preference. See the legs of this figure here. Show the muscles there. In the back as well, more muscular detail. And the boots on him as well. Not too bad. Pretty bland sculpting right there as well. I mean, not too attractive or, make this figure more stand out. But one flaw I found with this figure is like these sides right here on his hips. With the Extremis Iron Man, when the previous waves, it like had it articulated. I mean, you just like move it up just to be in the way of his hips, so that way you could not to worry about paint chipping and so forth. And that's one of the things I kind of worry when I kind of like try to get into certain poses. I thought they would chip the paint or this would kind of like break off, but so far it hasn't. So that's one flaw I kind of dislike very much. With that not being articulated, I kind of makes me not pull this figure a lot. But then again, like I said, this figure is not really my favorite so far. So it won't be an issue, but again, it would have been nice to include the articulation on that side of the hips. Iron Man comes with one interchangeable head. This is the one that I'll kind of pretty much package with, and this is the one I pretty much choose to have displayed on because it looks a lot better compared to this. Kind of looks like if you use a metal tin can on his head. I don't know. I guess it's how Iron Man looked originally in the comics or TV series or whichever. Again, I have no knowledge whatsoever. But yeah, this is probably like the look that the first look of Iron Man had. So yeah, I mean, sculpting is okay. Not my favorites, I gotta say, I really do love the gold paint application on this figure. And checking the sculpting of his hands, look very nice. Got some details around there. And it got that bland white paint on the repulsor blast, which is very unfortunate. Again, I kind of wish I used a better white paint for this figure, but I guess it's kind of a bit hard to paint over the red, I assume, but who knows. And checking the fists of Iron Man, got the nice ridges on his fists and as well as his arms too. Aside for the interchangeable head, Iron Man comes with the right leg of the Ironmonger, continuation of the very nice shimmery paint or blue plastic they use for this figure. not bad articulation. And so far I completed the bottom half of the figure of the Ironmonger, so I'm looking forward to get the top half hopefully soon. Articulation for this figure is decent, so his head goes up that much, can pull off some nice flight poses. He looks down that far, not too bad. His head goes left and right. His arms extend outward that much, or actually that much, inward like so. Rotates 360 degrees. Got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Hand goes up and down, very loose on this figure. Wrist rotates. It's got an ab crunch that goes forward that much, and that back that far. This is kind of a plus for me. It's got a waist swivel that goes 360 degrees, so it goes very well with the ab crunch in my opinion. No articulated side of the hips, unfortunately. His legs extend outward that far and back as well. Gotta fix this up. Double jointed knees. Got a nice motion there. His feet goes up and down and left and right. No ankle pivot, so that would have saved this figure a little better, or actually make me like this figure a lot more if it had an ankle pivot. This could very well be my very short review for a figure so far, and this is really hard to say for me, but then again, maybe it isn't. So if you're really a die-hard fan of Iron Man in general, I would say pick this figure up by any means. However, I think you should pick him up regardless, so that way it completes building that Ironmonger. But again, I have a love and hate relationship with this figure. I would pretty much have him probably displayed in my collection. But yeah, aside from that, he's got great articulation, lovely paint applications. Again, don't really dig the whole muscular Iron Man look. I prefer the machine approach instead. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed my review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.